My name is Stephen Nowak, and I recently went through an experience that has fundamentally shifted my perspective on life, death, and the unseen battles that happen all around us. What I'm about to share has profoundly changed everything I thought I understood about these topics. Before this event, I was much like many of you. I was focused on my career as a pediatric nurse, occasionally attending church on Sundays, and generally going through life in a routine manner. However, everything changed on October 18th, 2022. That day, I died for 8 minutes and 13 seconds, and what I experienced during that brief time has left an everlasting mark on my soul. I remember that morning vividly, the crisp fall air, the beautiful sunrise painting the sky with vibrant shades of orange and pink. It was an early start to my day, as I was heading to work, driving down the familiar stretch of Highway 27 that I had traveled countless times before. But something was different that day. As I drove, the radio began playing a soft, unfamiliar hum. I think it was an old hymn, Amazing Grace, though the detail of the music felt almost too perfect given the events that were about to unfold. If you believe in God and near-death experiences, subscribe to Life at NDE today. Discover inspiring messages from God through powerful near-death stories that bring hope and understanding. Hit subscribe now and join us in spreading the light of faith. I never saw the car coming. It was later revealed to me that the driver had fallen asleep at the wheel, crossing the median and colliding head-on with my vehicle. But in that fleeting moment, all I remember was the sudden flash of metal, the deafening sound of crushing steel, and then, what I can only describe as the most profound sense of peace. It was as if the world went silent, and I felt a calmness unlike anything I had ever known. This transformation happened instantaneously. One moment, I was in the car, and the next, I was floating above the scene of the crash. From my elevated vantage point, I could see my broken body below, still strapped in the driver's seat, and I could hear the approaching ambulance, its sirens casting eerie red and blue lights across the scene. Yet, what caught my attention and left me in absolute awe were the light entities surrounding my car. These were not ordinary figures. They were angels, but not the way we usually imagine them, with halos and white robes. No, these beings were magnificent, radiating pure light and love in a way that words fail to capture. Their presence was both powerful and gentle at once. I could sense that they had been with me long before the accident even occurred, and I watched in awe as one of them turned toward me. It's difficult to describe their appearance because they seemed to shift and change like living light, constantly taking on different forms. The overwhelming sensation I had, however, was one of deep familiarity, as though I were meeting an old friend I had known all my life but had somehow forgotten about. Their presence was comforting, yet awe-inspiring, and there was a sense of timelessness that enveloped me. "Welcome, Stephen," the angel said. It wasn't with words as we know them, but more like pure thought and emotion being transferred directly into my consciousness. It felt as if their voice wasn't just heard by my ears, but resonated within my very being. There was much for me to understand about the journey I had embarked on and the divine protection that surrounds all of God's children, and my soul was absorbing it all with a deep sense of peace. Another being approached me. This one, I soon learned, was my guardian angel. This angel had been with me from the very first breath I took, and in that moment, everything became clear. I could suddenly remember their presence throughout my entire life. Every close call, every near miss, every moment when I felt an inexplicable urge to change my decisions or turn a different way, it had always been them, gently guiding and protecting me. They were there, always, even in times when I hadn't been aware of it. "Would you like to see?" my guardian angel asked, extending what I can only describe as a hand of light toward me. There was no physical form to the hand, just a glowing light, emanating warmth and love that felt entirely safe. "Would you like to understand how we work in your world?" I nodded, or at least had the intention of nodding. "It's strange how you maintain these human gestures even when you no longer have a physical body to make them." But the gesture seemed natural, as though my soul was still tethered to the human experience, even in that otherworldly place. In that instant, we began a journey, one that defied time and space as I knew them. But it wasn't the way we typically understand these concepts. It was something much grander, something far beyond what words can explain. My guardian angel showed me a glimpse of my life. But this time, from their perspective, I saw myself as a toddler, about to put something dangerous into my mouth, perhaps a sharp object or something harmful. In that instant, my guardian angel gently redirected my attention, guiding my small hands toward a safer object, a toy to distract me from harm. Then the scene shifted, and I found myself as a teenager. I was about to get into a car with a drunk friend, about to make a decision that could have led to disaster. But once again, my guardian angel intervened. I felt an overwhelming wave of nausea, suddenly feeling too ill to go. It was enough to make me call my parents for a ride instead. What struck me was that these moments weren't just extraordinary, life-changing events. My guardian angel also showed me how they worked in the small, everyday moments, the quiet ones that we often overlook. I saw how they inspired kind thoughts in the people around me when I was struggling or having a difficult day. I watched as they coordinated what we often dismiss as coincidences, those moments when everything seems to align perfectly, running into just the right person at just the right time, finding exactly what I needed when I needed it the most. These were all carefully woven threads of divine intervention, orchestrated by my guardian angel and countless others. But this is only part of what we do, my guardian angel explained, their voice not heard, but felt deep within my soul. Watch now and understand the greater battle. At that moment, the scene shifted dramatically. Suddenly, I could see the world as they see it, layers upon layers of reality coexisting simultaneously. What we perceive as our physical world is just one thin layer of an infinitely complex and beautifully intricate tapestry. Each layer was like a dimension unto itself. And within these layers, I saw something that both terrified and amazed me. Spiritual warfare was happening all around us, all the time, in ways we could never fully understand or perceive. I watched in awe and fear as angels fought against dark forces, powerful entities that sought to harm, discourage, and destroy. These weren't the typical battles we think of, fought with swords or spears. No, the battles waged were with light against darkness, truth against lies, hope against despair. It was a constant and ongoing fight, one that never ceased. And the warriors on both sides, angels and dark entities, were engaged in an eternal struggle for the souls of humanity. The angels wielded light, not as a weapon of force, but as a weapon of truth, clarity, and compassion. Their light cut through the darkness of lies and deception, pushing back the forces that sought to crush the spirit of hope. It was beautiful, yet terrifying. I saw how the outcome of these battles wasn't always clear-cut. Some battles were won, and others lost. But the war, this greater war, was far from over. In the midst of these cosmic struggles, I understood for the first time that every action, every choice, and every prayer was part of this grand tapestry. We were all connected to this greater battle, whether we knew it or not, and our lives were intricately woven into the spiritual warfare happening all around us. And then, just as suddenly as it had all begun, the scene shifted again, returning to a quiet peace. My guardian angel turned to me, their light glowing ever more intensely. "Now you understand," they said. "Now you see the true nature of the world you inhabit." I saw how the angels worked tirelessly, not just to protect individuals, but entire communities, nations, and even the planet itself. They showed me how they operated in hospitals, where my workplace took on a whole new dimension. The sterile walls of the hospital were transformed, and I could see angels standing by the bedsides of patients, comforting the dying, strengthening the weak, and sometimes even participating in miraculous healings when their actions aligned with God's will. It was humbling to witness. I saw them inspire doctors with sudden insights, guiding their hands during delicate procedures. The care that had seemed like second nature to me in my own nursing practice suddenly felt part of something much grander. "Your work as a nurse," my guardian angel explained, "has been a partnership with us. Many times, when you've had a gut feeling about a patient's condition, it was us communicating with you. When you felt compelled to check on a certain patient outside your regular rounds, we were the ones prompting you." They showed me specific instances, moments that seemed insignificant at the time, when my seemingly random decisions had actually saved lives. I remembered how, on more than one occasion, I had been in the right place at the right time, like when I noticed a subtle symptom in a child that led to an early diagnosis of a serious condition, or when I comforted a family in the midst of an emergency. I realized, in awe, how angels had worked through me to comfort the parents of sick children, to notice those small signs that others might overlook, and to be there when lives hung in the balance. But what struck me most was the sheer scale of their operation. Every human being, I learned, has at least one guardian angel assigned to them from the moment of conception. These angels never sleep, never rest, and never cease in their mission to protect and guide. They are constantly working, day and night, in perfect coordination with one another, creating a vast network of protection and guidance that spans the entire globe. I was shown how angels interact with human free will. They never force decisions, but instead present opportunities, create circumstances, and inspire thoughts that might lead us to better choices. They respect our freedom to choose, even when those choices might lead to pain or difficulty. Remember, my guardian angel said, we are servants of the Most High. Our power comes from Him, and our purpose is to help fulfill His plans for humanity. We rejoice in your victories and weep at your struggles, but we never lose sight of the greater purpose. They showed me how they often work through other people, inspiring random acts of kindness or prompting someone to call or text at just the right moment. I witnessed how angels moved people to pray for others without knowing why, creating an unseen connection between individuals. I saw how, in a world that can often feel chaotic and uncertain, every act of kindness, every moment of inspiration, every coincidence, was part of an intricately choreographed dance between heaven and earth. There was something so humbling about witnessing this divine cooperation, this never-ending circle of love and support. It was as if the angels were not only there to protect us from harm, but also to help us fulfill the purpose we were each born to carry out in this life. They worked in harmony with the choices we made, helping us align our will with a higher plan, while still honoring our free will. The entire system, I realized, was built on love, patience, and trust. It was as if we were all part of an incredibly intricate and loving tapestry, each of us playing our part in the grand design. The angels showed me how they protect children with a special kind of vigilance. I saw them surrounding schools, playgrounds, and homes, forming protective barriers against darkness and harm. They illuminated the space around these young ones, ensuring their safety while fostering an environment where love and light could flourish. What struck me deeply was how they often inspire children's imagination and creativity. Children, being more open to the spiritual realm, can sometimes sense their presence more easily than adults, their pure hearts connecting with the angels in a way that is harder for us to comprehend. I witnessed how they work during natural disasters, not always preventing them, as these events often serve purposes we cannot fully understand from our limited perspective. However, they are always working to minimize loss of life and to create opportunities for human kindness and solidarity to shine through. During moments of crisis, whether in car accidents like mine, health emergencies, or potential crimes, I saw how the angels act with incredible precision. They sometimes slow down time in microseconds to prevent accidents, inspire quick reflexes, or guide people away from danger. In situations where prevention isn't possible, they work tirelessly to minimize damage and orchestrate rapid responses from emergency services. What amazed me most was how they coordinate with each other in such complex ways. When one person's guardian angel detects a potential danger in the future, they communicate with the other guardian angels, setting off a chain of events that might prevent it. It was like watching a cosmic chess game unfold, but on a scale of infinite dimensions and possibilities, each move carefully crafted with divine foresight. The angels also showed me how they operate through our dreams. I saw how they use our sleep state to process trauma, solve problems, or prepare us for challenges ahead. It was as if our dreams were a sacred space where they could guide us in subtle ways that our waking minds might miss. I witnessed how they inspire artists, musicians, and writers, breathing divine creativity into human expression. Whether through a song, a painting, or a story, their influence is felt in every form of artistic creation. They also revealed how they work through technology. I was amazed to see how they prompted people to create apps, tools, and systems that would go on to help others in ways the creators never imagined. The angels were using human ingenuity and modern technology as another medium to fulfill their divine purposes, subtly guiding innovations that serve humanity. I learned that angels also work with animals, especially service animals and pets that provide emotional support to humans. They can guide animals to help people in distress, working through them to offer comfort, and even using them to warn of danger. I saw how these animals, whether a loyal service dog or a comforting pet, become instruments of divine protection, offering peace and safety to those who need it most. The angels showed me how they participate in spiritual warfare, battles that happen constantly in the unseen realm. They fight against forces of darkness that seek to destroy, discourage, and deceive. These battles, while invisible to human eyes, have real impacts on our world. I witnessed how they defend us against attacks on our minds, our relationships, and our faith. It was both humbling and awe-inspiring to see how they stand in the gap, protecting us from unseen dangers. But perhaps the most important lesson came when my guardian angel emphasized the most powerful weapon we have, love. The light of divine love is stronger than any darkness, they said. When humans choose to love, to forgive, to show kindness, they partner with us in ways they don't even realize. Love, I understood, is a force that connects us with the divine and with each other, creating ripples of light that can overcome any shadow. The angels also showed me how they work in places of worship, churches, synagogues, mosques, and temples, strengthening faith, inspiring hope, and facilitating genuine encounters with God. But they also revealed how they operate in unexpected places, bars, where someone contemplating suicide might find hope through a stranger's kindness, prisons, where hearts are transformed and redemption takes root, and streets, where homeless people might receive unexpected help. They are present wherever people need them, often working through others to bring light to dark places. I saw how angels work with time in ways that are different from our understanding. They can see potential futures and work to guide us toward the best possibilities. They never force our choices, but instead inspire us to make decisions that align with a greater plan. They guide us toward better paths while respecting our free will, gently nudging us when necessary, but always leaving us the freedom to choose our way. They showed me how the angels often arrange divine appointments, those moments when we meet exactly the right person at exactly the right time. It's as if the universe aligns, and everything falls into place in ways we could never have planned. The angels revealed to me how they work in families, strengthening bonds, inspiring reconciliation, and protecting children. They showed me how they sometimes work through family members who have passed on to heaven, allowing them to participate in watching over their loved ones in unique ways. It was beautiful to see how the connection between those in this world and those who have gone before us is never truly broken. They also showed me how they work in the moments of death, not just for those who pass peacefully in their beds, but for those who die in accidents, in war zones, or in hospitals. They ensure that no one dies alone, even if human loved ones can't be present. They guide souls, comfort the dying, and often allow people glimpses of loved ones who have passed before them, giving them reassurance as they transition into the next life. I understood then that the angels are never far from us, especially in our most vulnerable moments. I learned that angels celebrate our victories, not just the big ones, but every small choice for good, every moment of growth, every act of kindness. They rejoice when we overcome temptation, choose forgiveness, or step out in faith. These victories, no matter how seemingly insignificant, matter to them because they are part of our divine journey. As my experience continued, they showed me how they work with other heavenly beings, those who have passed on before us and now participate in God's work in different ways. I saw how all of heaven is actively engaged in helping Earth, always under God's perfect direction and always respecting human free will. I was shown how they protect and guide world leaders, working to inspire decisions that will benefit humanity while always respecting the delicate balance of free will. I saw them in government buildings, in peace negotiations, and in humanitarian missions, constantly working for good. Even in the most challenging circumstances, I witnessed how they interact with time itself. The angels can see our past, present, and potential futures simultaneously. They work tirelessly to heal generational trauma, to break negative patterns in families and communities. Their influence extends into the very fabric of human history, gently steering us toward healing and growth. The angels also showed me how they work in moments of scientific discovery, artistic creation, and technological innovation. They inspire humans to develop solutions that help others and advance civilization in positive ways. I saw them in laboratories, art studios, and tech startups, subtly guiding human creativity toward beneficial discoveries that can change the world. They are not confined to spiritual realms alone. They work through every facet of human endeavor, nurturing innovation and progress. They even work in the digital age, inspiring messages of hope through social media and technology. The world has changed in so many ways, and angels have adapted to this new landscape, using these platforms to reach us in ways we might not even fully recognize. I saw how they use social media, email, and other forms of technology to connect people across the globe, to offer encouragement to those in need, and to facilitate random online encounters that create meaningful, sometimes life-changing, connections. In a time when so many people feel isolated, disconnected, or alone, the angels are working through these digital spaces to bring light and love where it is most needed. These moments of serendipity, when someone shares a post at just the right time or an unexpected message appears when it's most needed, are often the angels' work. Through the screen, they are guiding us toward the people, information, or resources we need, helping us to find support, community, and understanding in the most unexpected ways. They help create connections that transcend borders, reminding us that no matter how vast the world seems, we are all interconnected. The angels are working behind the scenes in the digital realm, ensuring that we receive the messages of hope and encouragement that will keep us going, even when we feel lost or overwhelmed. As my experience drew to a close, I felt a peaceful yet firm presence from my guardian angel, who had been with me throughout this journey. Their voice, clear and gentle, came to me, offering a final message. "Stephen, you're going back. Your work isn't finished, but remember what you've seen. Share it with others. Help them understand that they are never alone, never abandoned, never without hope." In that moment, the weight of their words settled deeply in my soul. I felt the immense responsibility of carrying this message back with me, knowing that it wasn't just about me anymore. It was about every person who needed to hear that message, that they were loved, protected, and watched over, even when they couldn't see or feel it. The angels were with all of us, guiding us, loving us, and offering hope, even in our darkest times. I felt myself being gently drawn back to my body. The transition from the spiritual realm back into my physical self was jarring, like a sudden and forceful tug. The sensation was overwhelming, as if I was being pulled through space and time, returning to a body that had been left behind. The bright, ethereal light faded, and I was suddenly back in a cold, sterile environment, the hospital room, surrounded by medical equipment and concerned faces. I gasped awake, my breath coming in sharp, quick gasps, my heart pounding as the reality of my return set in. The doctors around me were startled, amazed, and confused. "You've been clinically dead for 8 minutes and 13 seconds, one of them said in disbelief. "Your recovery, it's miraculous." At that moment, I understood why. The doctors couldn't explain it. They couldn't explain how I had come back, why I was sitting up and breathing when I should have been gone. But I knew, deep in my soul, that it wasn't just a medical miracle. It was the work of the angels, guiding me back, ensuring that I could fulfill the purpose I was meant to serve. The angels had carried me through that experience, and now, they were sending me back to complete my journey. I realized that my life had been spared for a reason greater than I could comprehend at that moment. And though I didn't have all the answers, I knew that part of my mission was to share what I had seen, to help others understand that they are never alone, no matter how isolated or abandoned they may feel. There is always divine protection, always love, always hope, even in the most trying circumstances. Now, as I reflect on that day, I carry that message with me everywhere I go. In everything I do, I understand now, more than ever, that life is sacred and the angels are real, working in ways we may not always see, but always present, guiding us toward love, light, and hope. And no matter what happens in our lives, we are never truly alone. There is always help, always protection, and always divine love surrounding us. Since that day, I've never seen the world the same way. I've learned to notice the subtle signs of angelic intervention everywhere, in the timing of events, in random encounters, in unexplained protections. I've learned to pay attention to those gentle nudges, those gut feelings, and those moments of inexplicable peace or warning. These small, often unnoticed moments are where the angels work, guiding us toward our divine purpose and reminding us that we are never truly alone. I share this story not to focus on the experience of death, but to help others understand the incredible love and protection that surrounds us every moment of every day. Angels are real, they are active, and they are working tirelessly on our behalf. These celestial beings are not distant or out of reach. They are involved in our daily lives. Every step of the way, they are constantly working to help guide us, protect us, and inspire us. And their presence is something we may not always see with our eyes, but it is always felt. If we pay attention, the message I want to share is that we are never alone. Heaven is closer than we think, and God's love for us is more real, more tangible, and more active than we could ever imagine. After my experience, I've come to understand that life is more miraculous, more protected, and more purposeful than most of us realize. We are surrounded by divine love at all times, and there are armies of angels, each with a specific role, fighting for us, guiding us, and protecting us. These angels are not just protecting us from physical harm. They are working to ensure that we fulfill our divine purpose. They are there to help us navigate through life's challenges, big and small. In moments of joy, they rejoice with us. In moments of sorrow, they stand by us, comforting and guiding us. Their presence is not limited to grand occasions. It is in the details, the little moments of life. They want us to understand that every life has meaning, that every person is precious, and that no one is ever truly alone in their struggles. Since my experience, I have returned to my work as a nurse, but with new eyes. I now understand that I am not just treating physical bodies. I am participating in something far greater, something divine. I am partnering with the angels, even when I don't realize it, to bring healing and hope to others. I have learned to pay more attention to those subtle promptings, the gentle nudge to check on a certain patient, or the sudden urge to say something encouraging to someone who seems down. These are not coincidences. They are the angels guiding us, prompting us to take actions that we may not fully understand, but that are part of their greater plan. The angels wanted me to share this message with you. You are loved more than you can imagine. Whether you are experiencing peace or turmoil, joy or sorrow, the angels are there, loving and protecting you. They are always with you, ready to help guide you toward your best possible future while still respecting your free will. They work tirelessly on your behalf, always encouraging, never pushing. You are never truly alone. You are protected more than you know. The angels are constantly surrounding you, keeping you safe from dangers seen and unseen. Their protection extends beyond the physical realm. They are there, guiding your choices, protecting your heart, and helping you stay on the path that aligns with your soul's divine purpose. Whether you are aware of it or not, they are always present, working to help you navigate through life's challenges, big and small. The angels also want you to understand that prayer is powerful. When you pray, the angels respond. They don't just listen, they act. Prayer is a vital tool in connecting with the divine, and the angels use our prayers to help us in ways we may never fully comprehend. They work with our prayers to bring about divine solutions, to heal wounds, and to guide us through life. So when you pray, know that it is not just a simple act, it is a powerful force, one that activates divine intervention in your life. Every act of kindness, every choice for good, Every moment of faith matters more than you realize. The angels want you to know that your smallest acts of love, whether it's helping a stranger, forgiving someone, or simply offering a smile, make a difference. Every choice to do good ripples out into the world and contributes to the divine plan. These moments are not just passing, fleeting things. They are part of a much larger picture, one that is constantly being woven by the angels to help guide us toward a brighter future. So the next time you feel an unexplained urge to call someone, take a different route, or wait just a moment longer, pay attention. These nudges are often the angels at work, trying to guide you, keeping you safe, and leading you toward the best possible outcome. The angels are always working in the background, orchestrating events, and connecting dots that we cannot see. And if you experience an inexplicable coincidence or unexpected help in a moment of need, remember that these two are often the fingerprints of angels at work in your life, guiding you toward what you need. I now see that we are surrounded by more love, more protection, and more purpose than we can imagine. Even in the darkest times, when we feel lost or alone, there is always divine protection, always guidance, always love. The angels are with us, whether we see them or not. Their work is ongoing, constantly shifting and adapting to our needs, helping us in ways we can never fully understand. We are not separate from them. We are in partnership with them, and every step we take, every decision we make, the angels are walking alongside us, helping us fulfill our highest purpose. While we may not always see or feel our guardian angels, they see us, they know us, love us, and are always present. And most importantly, they are always working for our good. I hope that you can feel their presence in your life and that you, too, can trust that no matter what challenges you face, no matter how impossible the path may seem, you are never alone. The angels are here, working on your behalf, guiding you, and walking with you on your journey. Your life matters. Your choices matter. You are a part of something much larger, and you are never alone. No matter where you are in life or what you're going through, know that the angels are with you. They love you more than you know, and they are working tirelessly to help guide you toward your best and most divine future. If you believe in God and near-death experiences, subscribe to Life at NDE today. Discover inspiring messages from God through powerful near-death stories that bring hope and understanding. Hit subscribe now and join us in spreading the light of faith.